Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Dalita Shri Vishakhan Vidisha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Shri Padamboj Prabhu, can I be made into a co-host?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam. Sorry Prabhuji, I missed it. I'm doing that.
No problem. Hare Krishna. So my humble obeisances to all the devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So we are meeting after a long time because of we had begun our classes of middle section of Bhagavad Gita, but then twice we had to stop in between because of some reason. So I was not keeping well actually. I had got viral fever and then it became very severe. It was something like dengue. Not dengue, but yeah, something like that because the platelets dropped and so I had to be hospitalized for around 6 days in Baramati. It's a place near Pune. So then, yeah, after 6 days spending in the clinic, then yeah, I became somewhat recovered. So the weakness is there because of that viral fever. That's what I'm trying to recover from right now. Otherwise, yeah, no other issues I have. Everything else is subsided. So that was the reason that almost it took me 15, more than 15 actually, 18 days to recover, almost 18, 20 days. So now that I am okay to take classes, so we can continue now these classes. And we can try to first finish this middle 6 chapters on this particular portion. So except for the days of festivals, I think we can continue our classes from Monday to Thursday, whatever days you want should be fine. So my primary target is now to complete the middle section as early as possible. We have 4 more chapters, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. I hope all of you are keeping well and also, yes, the situation is safe and sound. Okay. So let's proceed then. We will. Just a minute. Okay, so we see now there is chapter 9 going on. Okay, chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. So in this chapter, we have gone through first 3 verses. So first 3 verses talk about, by knowledge of Krishna, how can we develop Kevala Bhakti? Developing Kevala Bhakti by knowledge about Krishna. So in the first verse, Krishna spoke about the most important quality of Anasuyave. What is the qualification to get this most confidential knowledge? One should be Anasuyu. One should be free from the envy towards Krishna. Because this envy towards Krishna is the root cause of material existence. So, Anasuyave, that's the most important quality. Then Krishna glorifies the process of Bhakti Yoga by calling it as Raja Vidya, the king of all knowledge, the king of all secrets, and the purest, the most sublime. It can be understood by practical experience. It's very joyful. All these wonderful glorifications of bhakti or the process of bhakti yoga has been done. What happens to those who don't have faith in bhakti? That is the next verse. Such people, they are not able to attain Krishna and they return to the path of birth and death. So these 3 verses we have looked at. So now we will go ahead. See, this chapter primarily discusses Kevala Bhakti. If you remember, we have discussed all these terms. So chapter 7 and chapter 8, they discuss especially Bhakti, which is also Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. But chapter 9 discusses Kevala Bhakti, primarily. So this aspect we want to see. So now in the next section from verse 4, Krishna is going to speak about some Aishwarya Jnana and the knowledge of his greatness, which is very essential actually to develop the bhakti aspect. It's very, very important. If we don't understand Krishna's greatness, then we may misunderstand his sweetness. So that's why Krishna, even in this bhakti section, keeps on speaking about his Aishwarya, keeps on speaking about his controllership, his being the source, his being the maintainer, his being the destroyer, his being all the aspects of controllership. So now from verse 4 to verse 10, there is this aspect of Krishna's inconceivable relationship with the material world. So basically, it's knowledge of his Aishwarya. So this knowledge of Aishwarya, we see that it is discussed in this section again and again. It was there in the 7th chapter. It was there in the 8th. It's there in the 9th. 10th chapter is in fact discussing huge portion is Krishna's opulence only as Vibhuti Yoga. 11th also. So we can see he's discussing his Aishwarya very much in this section. So although we as devotees aspiring for Kevala Bhakti. We know that Madhurya is great or greater, but still one cannot just skip the Madhurya feature of the Lord, meaning one has to know about Lord's controllership and Lord's position. If prematurely one wants to just hear some beautiful pastimes of Krishna without knowing Krishna's position, so then one will misunderstand Krishna, or one may start seeing Krishna as ordinary boy, and his dealings with his devotees as ordinary dealings. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is filled with this knowledge of Aishwarya time to time. So we can see this Aishwarya is being discussed now from verses 4 to 10. Krishna's inconceivable, achintya relationship with the material world. That's the theme from verses 4 to 10. And these are written in little Upanishadic style, these verses. Like how Upanishads speak. Ishvara has a form and does not have, he walks and does not walk. He is the fastest, but yet he is behind everyone. Or, all these aspects, like Ishopnishad also speaks about this, tadejati, tannejati, taddure, tattvantike, in this way. So this section is also talking in similar fashion. So, yes, we can see text 4. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina matsthani sarvabhutani nacham teshvavasthitah. Yes, Prabhapati Prabhu, you can decide who can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam.
Danvat Pranam.
Translation 4. His Divine Grace Abhay Chandra Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Ki Jai. Translation. By me in my and manifestation from this entire universe is provided all beings are in me, but I am not in them. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So, you can see. What is Krishna saying? Maya tatam idam sarvam. This entire universe is pervaded by me. Tatam means pervaded. I am everywhere in this universe. He's saying. Jagat avyakta murtina. So, whole universe is pervaded by me. Yet my form is actually invisible, unmanifested to the people. If someone is everywhere, then that means that one should be able to see that person, right? But he says, although I am pervaded everywhere, my form is unmanifested. Matsthani sarva bhutani, all the living beings, they are in me. But I am not in them. So you can see what is he saying. When Krishna says here that I am pervading the entire universe, Maya tatamidam sarvam, I am pervading the entire universe. Everywhere I am there. So, which form is this which is pervading everywhere? Supreme Lord's form. Yes, anyone wants to tell? By which form Lord is pervaded everywhere? Yes.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Yes. I think I heard Sri Padambuj Prabhu first, maybe. Yes, Prabhu, you can tell.
Prabhuji, this is the Vishwarupa of the Lord, where all entities are within the body of the Lord.
Okay. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Krishna, when he says that by me this entire universe is pervaded. But as far as Vishwarup is concerned, Prabhu, it was shown in some specific in specific occasion only. Is the form of Vishwarup an eternal form?
No, Prabhu, it's a temporary one.
It's a temporary form. So if Krishna's statement, the current statement, is not a temporary statement, or it's not referring to temporary state, it's an eternal truth when Krishna says, this whole universe is pervaded by me. So actually, whom does it refer to? It cannot refer to Vishwarupa, no, because Vishwarupa itself is temporary.
So Lord has three manifestations, that is Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Is it referring to Brahman?
Okay. Okay. So one thing is, this whole universe is pervaded by me, because Brahman feature is pervading everywhere. So that way, what you are saying makes sense, that Brahman, by my Brahman feature, I am pervading everywhere. So this is one understanding. Okay, that can be accepted. Anyone else? What does it mean when Krishna says, I am pervading the entire universe? Which form of the Lord is pervading everywhere?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Super soul.
Super soul, yes, very right. In fact, that would be the first choice answer, super soul.
Hare Krishna,
Right?
Prabhuji, Paramatma.
Yes, same. Paramatma or super soul, yes, that is right. So, yes, by Paramatma feature, Supreme Lord is everywhere. Right? This entire universe is pervaded by me. So, Paramatma is actually everywhere. He is there in the atoms, and he is there in the space between the atoms also. Everywhere he is pervading. So that's why this particular thing is referring to Supreme Lord. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Supreme Lord meaning the Lord Paramatma. This way. But it can also refer to Brahman, because Brahman is also everywhere, pervading all the aspects. Avyakta murtina. But my form is invisible. My form is avyakta, unmanifested. Because if something is everywhere, then one may say that I should be able to see also, no? If everywhere that thing exists, so if Paramatma exists everywhere, why am I not able to see? Uh, that is because Lord's form is avyakta, avyakta murti. Avyakta means what? It cannot be seen by those who are not qualified. It can be seen only by those who are qualified. So, what is the qualification to see the Lord? Anyone can tell. Avyakta Murti, when will he become Vyakta Murti? Yes. What is the qualification that we can see the Lord? His
We
form.
can see in every living entity is Paramatma.
That is there. I'm saying, what is the qualification to see that Paramatma?
Unalloyed devotional service, Prabhuji.
Unalloyed devotional service. So that is right. Without having unalloyed devotional service, Shuddha Bhakti, one will not be able to see that form. Okay? So that's why he is calling as Avyakta Murti now. Otherwise, someone may see, Paramatma is also having a form. Why is he calling as Avyakta Murti? So point is this, that that form is visible only to those who have pure devotion that way, like that. Or that Avyakta Murtina can refer to Brahman, if we take that meaning, like that. But because the context is of Paramatma, so Acharyas have taken the meaning as Paramatma here. Because you can see next line and all, it's all talking about Paramatma's feature actually, this way. So, yes, you can see Paramatma provided you develop unalloyed devotion, then one may be able to see the Paramatma within the heart. Matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavasthitah. Matsthani sarva bhutani. All the living beings are in me, meaning they depend on me. They are sheltered in me. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Because I am everywhere and I am the maintainer. So all living beings actually, they depend on me completely. But do I depend on them? Na chaham teshu avasthita. No, I don't depend on them. The living beings need me. I don't need them. So that's why Prabhupada is writing, they are in me, but I am not in them. This way, like that. So we can see that the Paramatma, he is actually maintaining everyone. But still, for Paramatma to be maintained, he doesn't need anyone. He remains independent Supreme Personality, isn't it? Na chaham teshu avasthitah. It is telling about his independent existence, Supreme Lord's independent existence. He doesn't have to depend on anyone. We have to depend actually, right? All our existence is dependent on Supreme Lord and the various demigods. But that is not the case with the Supreme Lord. So we can see, first and foremost in his purport, Prabhupada speaks about how the Supreme Lord is not perceivable through the gross material senses. Avyakta Murtina, he is explaining that. He is not perceivable through gross material senses, right? Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahyam indriyaihi sevonmukhehi jivvadau swayameva spuratyada. One time, one professor or one boy was very much arguing with Prabhupada, saying that, can you show me God? So Prabhupada was trying to explain him about the process of bhakti and all that. But then he again said, no, but that is okay, but can you show me God? Like that. So Prabhupada again tried to explain to him. But then he was just insistent that, can you show me God? So then Prabhupada said, See, God can be seen, but my whole point is, do you have the eyes? So that's what I'm trying to tell you, that you take the eyes, you have this eyes, and then you can see God. Uh, So do you mean to say I'm blind? Yes, that's my point. You are blind. Uh, So blind man cannot see. So you have to develop the vision. You have to have the eyes to see the Supreme Lord, right? So this is the point. Uh, because Supreme Lord cannot be seen by just mundane eyes. So many things cannot be seen by mundane eyes. But does that mean they don't exist? Uh, right? So many things cannot be seen by mundane eyes. You cannot see X-rays. You cannot see any of the radioactive waves. You cannot see even air. So does that mean it does not exist? No. So the point is, yes, bhakti also needs the proper vision. Then that avyakta murti becomes vyakta murti. Uh, His form becomes manifest in front of our eyes. Thus, for people in general, the Lord is not visible. That's how it is. But for those who have bhakti, premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayant. The same deity will be there, but depending on how much devotion you have, you see there is a different reciprocation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is seeing the deity of Jagannath and fainting and undergoing so much ecstasy. And the same deity someone else may see and may feel like, okay, why so much ecstasy this man is feeling? That is because the devotion is lacking this way. So that's why here it is said that although Supreme Lord is all pervading, everywhere present, he is not conceivable by material senses. Lord cannot be perceived by material senses. That's the meaning of avyakta murti. It doesn't mean that nobody can see him, but it means that you need a qualification to see him. You need the proper spiritual senses in that manner. So everything is resting in him, everything is sheltered in him, but he remains a separate Supreme Lord. You can see, Prabhupada is writing. Although everything, I mean, Lord is spread everywhere, one should not conclude that because he is spread all over, he has lost his personal existence. You know, these Mayavadis speak like this. You have heard this? If Lord is everywhere, then where is the question of personal existence? Right? They give one famous example for this. Does anyone know the example? Very funny example. If Lord or God is everywhere, then how can you say that he's a person? His personal existence is finished. I had told this in Ishopnishad classes. You see, there is a paper, and if you tear the paper, make it into very small pieces of the paper, and then you throw them everywhere. So once the paper, the pieces of the paper are, they are littered everywhere. So do you have the original paper now? Where is the original paper? Because the pieces went everywhere. In your hand, there is the original paper or not now? There is no original paper. So similarly, if God is everywhere, where is the question of, personal existence of God? He is already spread everywhere. So he has lost his personal presence. How do you say, what do you answer to such people? कागज के सब टुकड़े हो गए, सब जगह फेंक दिया आपने, अभी कागज ही नहीं रहा. So similarly, if Lord, he is everywhere, then where is the question of his personal existence? Yes, anyone wants to refute that? You have to speak. I am not going to go ahead unless you answer, because these are very fundamental points of Bhagavad Gita. Right?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Prabhuji, so Krishna is the source of everything. We can see the Prabhuji example also, like Prabhuji used to give the candle. There is a one source candle. From that, so many candles are lit, even though the source candle is the supreme. So similarly, so everything is emanates from Krishna. So like one minus one, but always
Okay.
so Krishna is one. Whatever emanates from Krishna, Krishna is not the Krishna is not going to, the Krishna power is not going to decrease.
So 1 minus 1 is
1 minus 1 is 1.
1. Okay. 1 minus 1 is 1. That is because, that 1 is actually infinity, because that 1 has infinite ability. So yes, you are right. What you are telling is right. That, Krishna is not like a paper. Mayavadi may tell some paper example, but Krishna is not like that. Uh, although he spreads everywhere, meaning as Paramatma, his presence is everywhere, but still he does not lose his personal existence also. So many forms may come out of him, so many energies may come out of him, but still he remains as it is original. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So this is how we see that he remains complete, just like infinity in mathematics also. Infinity minus infinity, infinity minus 1, still it remains infinity. If something is added, something is subtracted, whatever, Lord remains completely in his position. Yes, Prabhupada, Prabhu, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhupada gives the example of sun and sunlight in the same
Yeah.
context. So sun is not going to decrease its power, but it spreads the light everywhere.
Yes. Sun spreads the heat and light everywhere. So that doesn't mean that the sun has lost its presence. No, sun globe, sun god, still they remain, right? Although they can, sun god can spread its light and heat and light to incalculable distances. Still he remains as the source of all that power this way. So that's how all living beings are in me. Krishna has spread everywhere and all the living beings are in him. But that doesn't mean that he has lost his personal existence. No. No chaham teshu avasthitah. I am still aloof, Krishna says. And Prabhupada gives example of a king also here. Like a king, he heads a government. So in a way, he is everywhere in the government, right? Through his energies, through his departments and all that. But still, king maintains his separate existence also, right? Just because he is controlling all the department, we don't say that he does not have any personal life or personal existence. No, he has his own personal life also. So similarly, what to speak of Supreme Lord actually? An ordinary king also may have that power. So what to speak of Supreme Lord? Okay. So that's how Krishna is speaking. But immediately in the next verse, Krishna contradicts himself apparently. He contradicts. So let's see what is being said. Nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogam aishwaram bhuta bhrunna cha bhutastho mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Yes.
Translation. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my majestic opulence, all those I am the maintainer of all living entities, and all those I am everywhere. I am not a part of the cosmic manifestation, for myself is the very source of creation. Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes. So Krishna had just said, Matsthani Sarvabhutani, right? All beings are in me or they depend on me. Immediately he is saying, Nacha Matsthani Bhutani. But all beings are not in me. So what does this mean? All beings, they depend on me or they are in me, they are sheltered in me. And immediately next line he says, but they are actually not in me. They are not sheltered in me. They don't depend on me. So it appears like he is speaking exactly opposite. What does that mean? Nachamasthani bhutani. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. How will you explain that statement? It does not rest in Krishna. Nachamasthani bhutani. Yes, anyone? You have read Bhagavad Gita before also. So on that understanding, I'm asking. Anyway, we will discuss, no problem. But you have read Gita before also, right? So, Nachamasthani Bhutani. The living beings actually don't rest upon me. What does he mean by that? Is that even truth? Is Krishna contradicting himself? Yes, Kshitish Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. How are you?
Fine, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Here, Krishna is explaining that everything rests on him, and now he's saying that everything does not rest in him. Prabhuji, can it mean something like that the whole creation is dependent on Krishna? But Krishna is Krishna created everything, but he's still aloof from everything. So he does not need the creation or dependent on his creation for himself. Is it something like
that idea is right, Prabhu, but that idea he said that idea in the prior verse only when he said no, na chaham teshu avasthitaha. So there he has said it that he is like sort of aloof and he does not need them. All beings depend on me, but I am not dependent on them. Uh, I remain separate. I have my separate existence. But now he is saying that nacha matsthani bhutani. Those living beings also don't rest upon. That is interesting. How is he saying like that? That they don't rest upon me. Yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Okay, so this understand this properly. Actually, what it means is that Krishna's creation, it's not a burden to him. Uh, if something rests on you, on your head, then it causes a burden to you, right? Isn't it? If we have to, suppose, lift some burden, 10 kg on our head, so then it is going to cause some effort. It's going to cause some burden. Uh, But when Krishna says that all the living beings are in me or they depend on me, that dependence of the living entity is not any burden for Krishna. Uh, He is saying it is as effortless as merely desiring for me. I don't literally carry them because they rest on me. It's not like I'm carrying them. Like Prabhupada gives a very nice example in the purport. You have seen this, there is this Greek, from the Greek classics, there is the story of the Atlas. Uh, this Atlas is holding the earth globe or the sky on his back. He was given a punishment. Uh, he was one of the titans uh, in Greek classics. You must have heard these Greek classics. People like uh, Poseidon and Zeus and all these people. Uh, So this Atlas, he's holding this whole Earth globe on his back, and he's struggling to keep it, like that. So Krishna's maintaining all the living entities, not like Atlas, somehow trying to maintain the burden of the living entities. No, it is effortless for him because he has to only desire. Nacha matstani bhutani. Everything created does not rest in me. It means it does not burden me. Uh, It certainly rests on Krishna, but their resting on Krishna, is it causing a burden to Krishna? Is it causing some sort of effort like that Atlas? No, nothing, no effort for Krishna, right? In this world, it does not work like that. Like a family man is there. So, if he has to take care of his dependents, a wife may be there, kids may be there. So naturally, it's a burden for him. Uh, He may voluntarily take that burden because he's, that's his family. But point is, that particular responsibility, it is going to put some weight on him, and he has to sometimes even struggle to take care of that responsibility that way. But as far as Krishna is concerned, Krishna is not burdened by the responsibility of the entire universe. Why? Because the effort to maintain everyone is just his, he doesn't need any effort, it is just his desire. Satya Sankalpa Shakti, it is called. Satya Sankalpa. He only has to desire. Let the jivas be maintained, and they will be maintained. Finished. This is called Satya Sankalpata Shakti. Krishna has this Shakti, this power of Satya Sankalpa, meaning his desire becomes manifested immediately. He just has to desire, that's all. That's not our story, right? We may desire so many things. But the Satya Sankalpa, nahi, Satya Sankalpa, that's our story. Asatya Sankalpa. Uh, our Sankalpa remains Sankalpa only, right? Sometimes it may manifest, that too after a great struggle. That too, only 80% of our original sankalpa. So that's not Krishna. Krishna, nachamatstani bhutani. Why is he saying like this? So understand, by this he means that the creation does not burden me. Uh, That's the point. Pashame yogam aishwaram. Because I have Aishwara yoga. I have inconceivable power. I have such energies of mind that I don't need any effort. It's effortless for me. Behold my mystic opulence. This is the point. Bhuta bhritcha bhut nacha bhutastho. Although I'm the maintainer of the living entities, actually, I don't have to be burdened by them. I don't have to be, uh, working like some ordinary person or like that. It's just, it all happens by my mind, by my desire. Mamatma, just my desire of myself, and then everything gets accomplished because I'm the source of all manifestation, everything. So you can see Prabhupada in the purport, he brings up this point. The Lord says that everything is resting on him. This should not be misunderstood. The Lord is not directly concerned with the maintenance and sustenance of this material manifestation. Sometimes we see a picture of Atlas holding the globe on his shoulders. He seems to be very tired holding this great earthly planet. Such an image should not be entertained in connection with Krishna's upholding this created universe. So this is the point. Although everything rests on him, he is aloof. He is not burdened by it. He is nicely enjoying his pastimes. There is theism and there is atheism, and then there is deism. Deism, you have heard what is deism? Deism, deism. Okay, you must have certainly heard theism and atheism. Theist, atheist, and deist. So, what is a theist and atheist? You can tell. I'm sure that you know. Yes, what is a theist and what is an atheist?
Krishna, atheist
Yes,
is who does not believe in God. Theist
okay.
is who believe in existence of God.
Atheist does not believe and theist believes in the existence of Lord. Okay, yes. And then there is one deist, D-E-I-S-T, deist. You have heard of this fellow deist? Okay, so deist is the person who thinks that God created the creation, uh, but creation became so complex that he ran away after creating. So creator is God certainly, but after creation, then the creation runs by its independent laws. So God has no role to play there. Uh, So he created, but he does not maintain. That's the point. The universe is so complex that God is out of picture once he creates. So this idea is not right. It is for Krishna, for Paramatma, when he creates the universe and maintains, it is effortless. It is not a big deal. Uh, it's not like that Atlas, but it's not like God of the deists. who think that universe is so complex that God created the universe and ran away. No, no, I cannot manage this. You people only see like that. So this idea does not apply. Satya Sankalpata Shakti. It is just Krishna has to desire, that's it. That's his inconceivable potency. In the Nirukti Vedic dictionary, it is said, Yujjate anena durghateshu karyeshu. The Supreme Lord is performing inconceivably wonderful pastimes, displaying his energy. His person is full of different potent energies, and his determination is itself actual fact. So you see, you may not understand this line, what is being said here. His determination is itself actual fact. But now I am sure you understand what it means. What would be the Sanskrit word for that line? That Lord's determination is itself actual fact. Just now I explained. What does that mean? You understand? It's a plain English, right? Lord's determination is itself actual fact. What does this mean? Yes? What sort of determination? Krishna, why does Krishna need determination? Yes. So you may have read the purport, but you may not have, you may have missed the statements. What do you think, Kshitish? You understand?
Prabhuji, here does determination mean the desire of the Lord?
That's it. Got it. So what would be then the Sanskrit word for this, Prabhu, whole line? I was using that word in my explanation again and again. Lord's desire is itself actual fact. This potency of Lord is known as, yes, this potency of the
Satya Sankalpa.
that is the Satya Sankalpa.
Right.
Yes, you see, so Satya Sankalpa, that's where it is connected. So seeing just Prabhupada's words, you may sometimes not understand what is he saying, but he's actually talking there about Satya Sankalpa Shakti. And like that, he has so many potencies. He doesn't have to worry about anything, just desire. And he's maintaining everything, creating everything, right? When he creates everything, what does he do? He just glances on the material nature. That's all. Just glance. We glance. Does anything happen? We may glance. Okay, now month is over, we have to get the groceries. So you may glance on the grocery store. Something will happen. If you continue to glance like that, somebody will glance on you and say that, go and bring, don't just sit here glancing. That's the point. So that is the fact. Satya Sankalpata Shakti. We may think of doing something, but there are so many impediments, and sometimes it is not possible to do as we like. But when Krishna wants to do something, simply by his willing, everything is performed so perfectly that one cannot imagine how it is being done. That's the potency of Krishna. That's how inconceivably wonderful and powerful he is. This way, like that. Simply by his will. Matma bhuta bhavanaha. Just by my mind, when I desire, that's it, it's done. So is this not mystic opulence? Is this not something which is extraordinary power? It is, certainly it is. So that's why, although Krishna remains the maintainer of all the living entities, Bhuta Bhrit, Bhuta Bhrit means he maintains all the living entities. Still, he says that still I'm not involved in them. I just do it by my desire. That's all. I don't have to work for it. This is the point. If you have to feed people in this world, you have to work, right? Someone may be born with a golden or silver spoon, whatever. But even such a person at least has to make sure that his wealth is maintained. Otherwise, he will lose everything slowly, slowly. And what to speak of middle class people? Everyone has to work to feed someone. But for Krishna, he doesn't have to work. That's the point. He can just manifest everything by his desire. So that's why we understand the difference between a living entity and the Supreme Lord. Uh, that idea is being explained over here. So this example is given that how something can be, resting on someone, but still one can be completely detached. See, the whole world is being maintained by Krishna, but still he remains detached. Isn't it amazing? Otherwise, in this world, if you are maintaining someone, you tend to become very attached to them, right? If a father is maintaining the child, then he will naturally become attached. Attached in the sense he will say that the child has to obey me. The child has to fulfill the ambitions that I have for him. Uh, which, of course, father has good ambitions for the child. I'm not saying that. Certainly, father should teach the child what is good and ask him to pursue the right things. But our point is different. In this world, if you take responsibility of someone, then you are also you are not detached from that. You are usually also attached. But Krishna takes the responsibility of all the living entities, but still he remains detached. Uh, Even after Bhagavad Gita, after speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and even after summarizing the entire Bhagavad Gita in 18th chapter, what did Krishna finally say to Arjuna? Hmm? Did he force Arjuna to surrender unto him? What did he do? What is his famous instruction in the end? Explaining everything to Krishna. Yes, Sarvadharman Parityajya is fine. He told the conclusion.
Prabhuji, yadichasi tata karo.
Yadichasi. Yeah, exactly. Vimrusheta dasheshena yathechasi tatha kuru. Meaning, after speaking everything, finally, still Krishna is saying, so Arjuna, you consider this and do what you wish to do. Like that. So you can see it's in this world, it's not easy to show detachment. Usually, if we help people, no, we tend to become attached. We at least expect something from them. Something we expect. At least we expect some credit from them, right? Isn't it? We all know when you help someone, you at least expect something. A very exceptional, rare, noble soul may be there who is doing completely selfless help, practically expecting nothing from the person. This way, even the everyone, meaning in this world, brother is doing something for sister, sister is doing for brother, husband for wife, wife for husband, children, they are being taken care of by parents. So they have a certain expectation from children. So all this aspect. But you see Krishna can remain detached from all the world, although he is taking that care. So he gives an example for this purpose, that how can this be possible? And the example itself is not very easy, actually. It's a tough example to understand. But yeah, still Krishna is giving that because, yeah, he's speaking and telling that. So we can see the example. Yatha kasha sthito nityam vayuhu sarvatra do mahan tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tyupadhadaya. Yes.
Translation. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere, rests always in the sky, all created being rest in me. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So you see, these verses are flowing with a certain logic in them. You have to capture that logic. Otherwise, you will just see that some point is mentioned by Krishna. But you have to know what is being said by Krishna. He follows a certain logical pattern usually. So, Prabhupada in purport, sometimes he explains those logical questions. For the ordinary person, it is almost inconceivable how the huge material creation is resting in him. So, Bhagavan Krishna gives an example that how something can act as a shelter of something else, but still remain completely detached. Actually, that's the thrust of the example. That's the purpose. So there are two entities, Akash and there is Vayu. Okay. Akash means the ether, or Prabhupada writes it as Skaya. But what is sky actually? When we talk about sky, so sky is different and ether is different. Prabhupada uses the word sky actually for ether. Many places he does that this way. So, in this world, as per the Vedic philosophy, there is ether everywhere. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, the five gross elements. So this ether is everywhere, but this ether does not mix with anything. That's the characteristic of ether. It does not mix with anything. Air, does it mix with? Yeah, air mixes with things. Water, yes, it mixes. What to speak of further things? So air or water or like that, they tend to mix with the other things. But ether has the characteristic of not mixing with anything. So this wind is blowing everywhere or the air is traveling everywhere. But although air is within the huge expanse of ether, both of them don't mix. Ether remains detached. You can imagine ether to be like a big bowl. And within that bowl, the air is moving, it's free to move like that. But we see that the air free to move has a limited freedom. It's not like it has complete freedom. So that bowl can be compared to ether, and the air can be compared to all the living entities and everything which is sheltered in that bowl. So similarly, all living entities are free to wander in the material world, but they remain firmly in the shelter of Supreme Lord. And still, Supreme Lord is actually completely detached from them. He is not attached to them. Just as ether remains unmixed by air or water or whatever it has. Ether remains unmixed. The concept of ether in science is debated. It's a different thing. We are not going there, but I'm talking from the Vedic side. In the Vedic substance, ether is one of the principal 5 elements. Bhumi, Apaha, Analo, Vayu, Kham. Kham is that. This way. So this example is just telling you something. What's the thrust of this example is this simple. Although something is sheltered, still there is a complete detachment. So similarly, all living entities, they are sheltered in Krishna, but still Krishna remains completely detached from them. This is the point, like that. The movement of the air influences the movements of everything. But although the wind is great, it is still situated within the sky. The wind is not beyond the sky. So one thing is that the wind remains, completely covered in the sky. So that way it is always sheltered. It is not beyond. And second point is of that detachment completely. So similarly, everything is moving under Krishna's will. Still, he remains aloof from everything. So some Upanishadic statements are mentioned. It is out yad bhisha vatah pavate. It is out of the fear of Supreme Lord the wind is blowing. Mad bhayat vati vatoyam. Kapila Muni also says, because of my fear the wind is blowing. Because of my fear all the seasons are going and all that. This way. See, science may tell us that what are you saying? And these are natural phenomena, and we can explain why the clouds are moving because of the wind, why the wind is moving because of the pressure difference. But you see, these are all explanations of how things work. They are not the explanations of why. Okay, there is a pressure difference, and there is high pressure, there is low pressure. So from high to low, the wind is moving, or like that. But this is all telling you how. But why is it happening? Under whose supervision it is happening? That aspect science cannot tell. That they say, no, it's just natural phenomenon. It is not. See, this whole system of rain, evaporating the waters from the oceans, forming the clouds, and then the clouds being driven by the wind, and then when they come across huge mountains or like that, and the condensation, and then the rains. This whole rain cycle we may understand, but if we want to replicate it with crores and crores of rupees, we cannot do it. Yes or no? We cannot do it. So if it was this simple that we understand whole rain cycle, you try to do it. You can't do it. Artificial rains, when they tried to make artificial rains, it was a fiasco. It was a great failure. They did the cloud seeding and all that. And then the cloud, where it was supposed to, fall, the rains, the cloud went away somewhere only. And in some other region only rains happened. So then scientists, the group was arguing, no, it is our cloud. Then the other fellow said, no, it is our cloud now. It came in our region. So, so that too, for just a small experiment, it is crores and crores and crores of rupees are needed. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes we may see the universal system and may think that we know how it works. even though we know how it works, we cannot replicate it. So originally, the system who made it, and the system, whoever has made that system, how can it be without a great intelligence, right? In order to replicate it also, you need such a great intelligence. But originally, you don't need intelligence. How is it possible? So it's just that in the nature, in the universe, there is intelligence everywhere. But that intelligence is not being perceived because one does not take help of Shastras and all that this way. So everything is happening under Supreme Lord's fear. We may explain it as material laws or material laws of nature, but actually there is a person behind those laws. That's the point. And that's why Shastras speak these things. The sun is rising, sun is setting, the ocean has its limits. It's all by the order of the Supreme Lord. That's the point. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpakshaye punastani kalpado visrajamyaham.
Hare Krishna Vardhana Pranam. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So Krishna continues to tell that how he's the controller, his inconceivable potency, how he is the cause of the universe, he is the destroyer of the universe, how everything is sheltered in him. So he says, not only when the universe is running, everything is in my shelter, but at the end of the universe, all the living entities, where do they go? When Brahmaji's lifespan ends, so all the living entities, they again come back to me and they go to my material nature, isn't it? What happens at the end of Brahma's life? Brahma and all the living entities, they go into Mahavishnu's body, right? And then from Mahavishnu's body, Brahma and all the pure devotees, they go back home, back to Godhead. But all other living entities, they actually, they are there within the body of Mahavishnu. And in the next cycle of creation, Kalpado Visrajami, they all come out. So inside Mahavishnu's body, everything is there, including the material nature, living entities, everyone. So if the living entity does not become qualified to go back home, back to Godhead, so she remains with Prakriti within Mahavishnu's body. And then in the next cycle, those living entities again take birth. So Kalpakshaye, here Kalpa means actually Brahmaji's full life. It does not mean Brahmaji's day, but 100 years of his life. Prabhupada says, at the end of the millennium means at the death of Brahma. So at the death of Brahma, what happens? All the living entities, they enter into the Mahavishnu's body, including material energy. Everything goes inside. Only he remains. That's it. On causal ocean, Karana, Sagar, he alone is sleeping with closed eyes. And then again he opens his eyes and glances on the material nature. All the living entities, they start their material journey again. That's it, with one glance of Mahavishnu. So all the living entities, everyone is completely under its shelter. That's all the point of discussion. Prakritim swamavashtabhya visrujami punah punah bhutagramamimam kritsnam avasham prakriter vashat.
The whole cosmic order in under me. The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again. And under my will, it is annihilated at the end. Hare Krishna.
So that is the point. Krishna again manifests his material nature and thus gives the opportunity to living entities to accept the bodies, and this whole bhutagrama, meaning all these hosts of the living entities, the lot of the living entities, it's all takes birth again as per their karma, which is handled by material nature. So Lord controls the living entities through material nature. That's why he is saying Prakriter Vashat. At the creation, the material energy is let loose as the Mahatattva, into which the Lord, as his first Purush incarnation, Mahavishnu, enters. So the point is, yes, every universe and everything is created in the beginning. It is clearly indicated here by the word avasham that the living entities have nothing to do with this process. The state of being in their past life, in the past creation, is simply manifested again. So it's all actually dependent on karma. We come in this world by karma. It's not like Supreme Lord who comes by his own will, but we come by karma. Krishna comes by his lila, by his ichha, by his desire. So how the living entities are under the grip of material energy, Krishna is telling that how he is controlling. So while doing this creation and maintenance and destruction, Krishna remains completely detached. That idea is said here again. Nachamantani karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya udasina vadasinam asaktam teshu karmasu.
Oh Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated at us through neutral. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So although Krishna is involved in all these things, but he is not bound by these activities. He does them with a great detachment. Material world, it is called Srishti Leela, creation of material world. But Krishna is not so much interested in this Leela. Although it is called Srishti Leela, no. He is like Udasin. Udasin means neutral. He does this duty because living entities want to enjoy in this world. But actually, Krishna is not so much happy or like sort of interested in making the material world. That's why it is said Udasinavad. Asaktam, without attraction. His actual interest is the spiritual world. There he is not without attraction. There he is full of attraction. But in the material world, he remains detached. It's a place where he performs, you could say, his duty by creating the world, although that duty is not forced by anyone on him. On his own, he accepts that. But Krishna's attitude towards material world is of detachment. Unless and until someone becomes a devotee. If someone becomes a devotee, then Krishna becomes very much interested in his life. Such a person, then he is very much interested. So this is the point. The Lord is always neutral in the material activities of the created world. This neutrality is mentioned here with the word Udasinavat. Although he has control over every minute detail of material activities, he is sitting as if neutral. Like Prabhupada gives example of a high court judge. A judge may be sitting on the bench and day in, day out, he may be giving verdicts. By his verdict, somebody is rewarded. By his verdict, somebody is punished. Maybe punished even by death penalty or something. But he actually remains detached. He just giving them the fruit of what they have done. Right? So very nice example Prabhupada is telling. High Court judge. So similarly, Supreme Lord is also doing everything, but he is rewarding the living entities as per their karma. Krishna does not have any partiality or cruelty towards anyone. He remains transcendental. So, being involved in the material world, nobody should think that Krishna looks partial or he is attached or something. That's why this section Krishna is telling, no, 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 no. Although I am involved in everything, but I remain detached, completely detached. So then Krishna remains detached. So who acts? So Prakriti acts under him. That's all is the last verse. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharachadam hetunanena kaunteya jagatvi parivartate. Yes. Yes, Prabhu, read.
This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Pranam. Thank you so much. Mayadhyakshena prakriti. So everything is under my supervision, but under my supervision, actually, Prakriti is active in this world. As far as Krishna is concerned, or rather Paramatma is concerned, he only desires. By his desire, everything manifests. Prakriti she is very active in the material world. She creates, manifests all the moving and non-moving beings and all. How does she manage? She manages by karma, looking at the karma of the living entities. So Maya Devi, she knows everybody's karma. So based on that, she gives the body. Although it is under supervision of Krishna, Krishna in the sense Paramatma. But yes, Maya Shakti is very prominent. She knows everybody's karma. She knows everybody's karmic account, which body the person should get, what kind of body, what kind of subtle body, what kind of gross body. That's all taken care by the Maya. So in this way, this world keeps on rotating, keeps on running. Krishna says here. So Krishna remains the supreme director. Management is done by material nature. This is the point. The whole purpose is Lord is not directly attached to this material creation. He simply glances and everything is executed. So point of this particular section in our life is that, we should know everything is under Krishna's direction. Krishna remains in control of everything in this world. So the section we studied, that is in general for non-devotees and everyone. Krishna is only telling how he acts in the material world. But as a devotee, he acts in our life with a great interest. In a devotee's life, Krishna has great interest. That is not udasinvat. He is not indifferent. For non-devotees, he is like, we will not say indifferent, but he is detached. He maintains them, but he is detached. But with a devotee, he says that ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapya. Those who worship and love me with devotion, I also reciprocate accordingly. So that's why everything is in Krishna's control. In our life, some good things may be happening, some bad things may be happening, but we should always know that Krishna is watching. So with good things, he is encouraging us. With bad things, he is teaching us that you see, you are not the controller. You may think that you are very great, you are very great controller, but you are not. That's why something undesirable is happening in your life. So it's all in Krishna's control, and we accept that fact and very happily accept the circumstances and try to learn from them and move ahead. So knowing Krishna's control, knowing how Krishna is controlling everything, that's a very, very important thing for bhakti. If in bhakti we think that things are not in Krishna's control, I don't know why this is happening. Maybe Krishna wants to help, but he is also helpless. So then how will we surrender unto him? So that's why this section is telling about Krishna's control, so that one is inspired to take shelter of his lotus feet. That's the point. Okay. So this completes the second section. Now we will go ahead in tomorrow's session and see the next section of different kinds of worshippers. How do they worship Krishna? Okay, so that's it. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Anything you want to ask on what we discussed? Any questions or anything which you did not understand? It was a philosophical section, but yeah, the theme is very straightforward, that how Krishna is the controller. That's it. Okay. So in tomorrow's session, then we will discuss Kevala Bhakti. Krishna will speak now very beautiful aspects of Kevala Bhakti in few verses. So let's proceed tomorrow. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.